The 5 minutes of peace you get just before you burn your life down isn't fate, it's a reflex. Here's the part that you won't talk about. Your brain, it doesn't want happiness. It wants something predictable to panic about. If you grew up in a house where the rules changed every hour, then calm doesn't feel safe. Calm feels like the moment right before something goes wrong. So when life gets quiet, your nervous system doesn't relax. It prepares for impact. And when it can't find a threat, it manufactures one. This is the part that stings. You're not sabotaging your life, you're stabilizing it. You're dragging everything back to emotional temperature that you were trained to survive in. You don't know how to function in stability, but you know exactly how to function in a crisis. So when things get good, you do what you've always done. You create the conditions that you understand. You pick a fight over nothing. You disappear on someone who actually shows up. You open the door to that one person that you should have stayed blocked. You blow up at the job that finally gave you breathing room, and then you call it bad luck. Let's be clear, the universe isn't involved. Your nervous system is running an old script, and you're following it like it's still relevant. Now, here's where it really gets stupid. Chaos gives you relief, not joy, relief. The second you create the problem, the free floating anxiety that you carry every day suddenly has a concrete target. Your system relaxes because it knows what to do with a crisis. You would rather deal with a disaster that you created than sit in peace that you don't trust. And here's the part that you will never admit. When life improves, you lose your excuses. You lose the noise, the chaos, and all the drama that kept you from hearing your own thoughts. Suddenly, you're alone with yourself. You're alone with your history. You're alone with your patterns and your unresolved messes. And for you, that's the real threat. Not failure, not silence, because silence forces you to hear the things that you've been outrunning for decades. So your brain does what it knows. It makes a problem big enough to drown out the quiet. But it gets worse. There's a reason you keep choosing the same people with different faces. You're not looking for compatibility. You're looking for familiar. You're drawn to people who match the toxic environment that you were trained in. Your brain doesn't care if it hurts. It cares if it's predictable. And predictable misery feels safer than unpredictable peace. And here's where it actually starts to cut. Because you don't fear good things, you resent them. Because good things come with responsibility and the consistent daily possibility of loss. And loss terrifies you more than the suffering. So you pre-destroy anything that might matter. You break it before it can break you. It's not self-destruction, it's preemptive damage control. And this is the part that you're going to deny. You aren't afraid of failure. You're afraid of being seen succeeding. Because success removes your favorite shield, the story that you never had a chance. If things go well, you lose the narrative that protects you from all accountability. You lose the identity you've built around struggle. So you burn the good thing down and return to the vision of misery you know how to manage. You're not broken. You're just conditioned. You trust the fire more than you trust the quiet. And you'll keep choosing the disaster simply because it feels more like home. And that's the whole story. Not hope, no fix, just the truth and chaos. I'll see you next one.